What's up, StarCraft fans? We're here with another day of StarCastTV Season 3. As you can see here, it's going to be Light facing off versus YSC. A rematch of ASL, which is pretty nuts. We know that YSC actually had an insane build versus Light, but very unlucky. Let's take a look at the bracket. We know that we've got JYJ Barracks in the top side hero, and Royal also Sock versus Mini, and this will be our final, well, this will be our first player of our final round of 8 match. Will it be Light or will it be YSC? I feel like we need to see some Protoss players in here, man, because the only one that's in here so far is Mini. So I will be rooting for YSC and Motive quite a bit here, even though Light is one of my favorite players. Let's take a look at the map picks. We've got Deja Vu, Dominator, Pantheon, Radion, and Kickback, Monty Hall Veto, and Minstrel Veto. I actually think the maps are really good for Terran, so like what the hell do you veto if you're YSC? I think this is pretty much as expected. Let's just get straight into game one. Deja Vu, I think this is really good for Terran. It's going to be pretty tough for YSC, I imagine. Okay, so in the top right, our blue Protoss, it is YSC, and meanwhile, in the bottom right, we've got Light. We haven't seen very many Deja Vu games in the SCSL, have we? I don't feel like I remember that many, but either way, we've got vertical spawns here. We know that YSC played an aggro build versus Light in ASL. I want to see something big-time macro-ish. I want to see 12 Nexus here. Not just because we got vertical and it's likely that Light will find it and punish it, but I really want to see a big macro game from YSC. And Light, I mean, I've been talking about him for years, man. He's like, by far, I think, the best Terran, especially in Terran versus Protoss. He's just so solid. And I feel like this is going to be kind of a rough matchup for YSC, but maybe if he can get a big lead in the econ, he can overcome the monster that is Light. Okay, I was wondering, are we queuing up more probes? But I can just hear now that the island is finished. It looks like we could actually have additional probes queued up, and we do! Here we go, 12 Nexus, exactly what I wanted to see. Now, what is Light going to do? Because, okay, I thought he was queuing up SCVs himself, but nope, there goes the barracks on the right by the depot. Now, Light did get the right side mineral boosting. He could go for 11 gas, and I think he went for 12. So this is going to be 12 Nexus versus 12 gas, but it was a really fast 12 gas. What was it, 136? So pretty freaking fast. I'm not sure if he'll have Vulture in time to do any harassment. Maybe if he can build the factory like right near his ramp, he can, you know, make up some of that time compared to an 11 gas, but we'll see what he wants to do with this. Where's the SCV go? This is what it all comes down to. If it goes to the left, it's a disaster, and it is actually going to the top right. So he will find him first, which is great for Light, and not so great for YSC. Gas coming down. Now I imagine once YSC realizes he's been scouted, second gateway is going to come down. I can't imagine any world where he gets scouted first and only stays on one gateway. That would be pretty much suicide. The factory did come down at like 228, so this is pretty much almost as fast as you can really get it with a 12 gas. Everything looks pretty clean to me. There's the, okay, there's the cybernetic and there's the gateway. I was like, wait a minute. Is there really only going to be one gateway? But no. Now, how many Marines is it going to be? He's already got one across the map. SCV's on the low ground. Like, he could build a bunker. I don't think a Zealot is out just yet. I see a probe transfer, but so far this really hasn't done much of anything. Like, yes, he's pulled 2 probes off the line. Okay, there we go. I was wondering, I was like waiting, like, when is the SCV pull coming? Is it not coming? But now it's on the way. Now that he has 2 Marines here, a 3rd on the way, and I think a 4th is also rallied. He's obviously got his factory rallied here too. This could be a hold. I sorry, not a hold, a bust, I think. I really don't know how one Zealot's going to hold this. The Zealot has done a good amount of damage so far. He gets a couple of SCV shots, but the Marines, well, they're in decently high number, and Dragoons are kind of take a long time to build. Almost killed that SCV, by the way. He was focus firing the damage one. That SCV is going to... Oh, he caught the Zealot! Oh, this is a terrible situation. Doesn't kill any of the actual probes, but this Nexus is going to die. Or, I mean, he may actually end up losing the game, too, because that's a lot of Marines. I guess he realizes that, hey, a little ambitious to just walk in there. And what I like that Light has done, even though we haven't got a look at his main, he's already got his add-on coming in after just two Vultures. Now, Light does need to be careful in the sense that he didn't leave any SCVs, so like run-by is possible, I guess. Also, repairing the bunker is not going to ever be successful. It's going to eventually go down. I am curious why there were so many Marines, though. Also, his command center is going to be kind of late compared to what I was expecting it to be. And it sounds like he's actually able to range the bunker already. Are there no SCVs there? There's no SCVs there to repair. Oh no, he's shooting eggs. I was like, I know he's hitting something. There's the command center. Okay, so he just really wanted to put on a ton of pressure before getting his command center up, which is fine. I'm imagining that has to be spider mines. Now, I did notice bottom left corner, there is a probe down there. Like, it is there. We can't see it, but it is there. And I'm curious what that Marine is doing out in the center of the map, because does he know that Protoss has a unit out there? I mean, he must, because he's looking all over the place. This bunker should be safe. All he can do is be annoying with this. Trying to buy as much time as possible as he's thinking of Vultures. Look up. I'm a shot. Ooh, that's gonna be perfect. But yeah, he's gonna need to run. Like, this is a lot of Dragoons, and most of the mines have already been used. So he does need to be careful. Okay, now Protoss should just expand, and probably just going to go into I guess a normal-ish follow-up. Obviously, Terran's got a massive lead right now. Wow, that was nice. That was ambitious, but nice. Okay, so Light is pretty much doing exactly what you should do. He's on fast eBay. He's gotten second factory coming. All he really needs now is to make sure that these goons don't get like free kills. I'm actually surprised that he stuck along so... whoa, there's no Nexus. Okay, that's why. It's because he's gotten a shuttle, and he's going to go for... I'm not sure exactly what he's going for. Or he really wants to be able to do time. I think it's really far forward. Wow, look how efficient this setup is. This is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen a pro struggle this hard to get out of like a minor contain. Now he backs off, and Protoss doesn't even know that he's backing off. Okay, this is just unbelievably good for Terran. Just unreal. Now, how can YSC get back into the game? There's your answer right there, the Reaver. Now look at the mini map. There are no turrets right now for Light. Like if he was to, well, and they're gonna get up in time now, but if YSC could have gotten across the map like 20 seconds faster, that would be how he gets back, by killing a lot of SCVs. But now that turrets are set up, mines are set up, tanks, Marines are all in position. This is pretty much unlosable for Terran. He needs an absolute miracle. There's no way around this. Oh, does he land on a mine? Don't tell me he lands on a mine. Well, at least it doesn't explode. But this is nightmarish for Terran, or for Protoss, I mean. Still no Nexus. Oh my gosh. 8-minute Nexus. Well, he needs to double expand. Like, look at the worker count. 41 to 29 with the command center done. Absolutely crazy. There's a 4 fact. This should be a 6 fact timing. Like as soon as the guy puts down his third Nexus, that should trigger the 5th and 6th factory, and then just go and kill him. This is such massive eco damage. YSC is going to need like 5 minutes, maybe even more, to kind of recover at this point. Double Reaver can buy him a lot of time, but the problem is he didn't like kill any of the tanks during that. Like, yes, I realized there were only 2, but maybe if he had caught some tanks, you know, maybe it would dissuade Light from attacking in the mid game, like, because the tank count is too low. But he's slowly building it up. I think he's at 5 now, maybe 6. Still only 2 gateways, and I still see like a little bit of light at bottom left. So the probe must still be there. Yeah, it is. It's still there. And Light is still like looking for something missing. Like, he's like, dude, you don't have a third base. You don't have a natural. What's going on here? There is the 5th and 6th factory, so it is going to be a timing. All YSC can do right now, really, is, I think, like, triple shuttle bomb the main as soon as Terran moves out. Because then, at least, maybe you can shut down the mineral line. Maybe you can, like, supply block Terran. And then, maybe they can't build units for a little bit of time. And maybe there's, like, some miraculous Reaver hit as you come back to defend the attack, where you take down a bunch of tanks, and because there's not a quick follow-up, like, because they're supply blocked, maybe you can somehow stall the game out. Other than that, I really just don't see how Protoss does anything here. I mean, he may just outright die in the first attack, because the supply gap is just so in favor of Terran. It's only 20, but it's Terran versus Protoss, which you're never up in supply. Well, he does have double shuttle, but he's not counterattacking. I think at this point it's too... I think Terran's too far off on the map to counter. Okay, these tanks are very isolated. Okay, that was another good shot. Another good shot. There we go. YSC. One more. That's exactly what he needed. Massive damage. Terran is still massively ahead. Let's, like, not get it twisted here. But look at the supplies. It's 91 to 77 now. Key point is, look at the workers. It's 40 to 47. Like, Protoss actually has some econ now. Another tank dies. There's still a decent amount of Dragoons. He's microing this Reaver heroically, by the way. Another tank dies. Only lost 1 Dragoon. Oh, he did lose the Reaver. He only lost 1 other Dragoon, though. That was, like, maximum... What's the word? Not maximum damage, because obviously he didn't damage Terran, but, like, maximum amount of kills that he could get with that Reaver. Now, the Vultures... Oh, that was clutch defense once again, man. This is how Protoss gets back into the game. You know, he only needs 2 more cycles of probes out of all 3 of his Nexuses, and then he's even in workers. And he went for mass Vultures, so there's really not a lot of tanks here. There's 6 gate. If this is 6 gate Goon with 1 Reaver, I think he can hold it. I went Zealot. Oh, catches a couple probes. Well, Light, regardless, he's not giving up. He's going to continue to push with this 6 fact. Now, there is buildable terrain here, so that makes it even harder for Protoss to deal with. Looks like the Goon count is just so tiny now. I saw he did build some Zealots, but I'm not sure how many exactly he built. But well, the Goon count's at 10. I guess it's okay, but it's not as high as I was expecting it to be. If he could have changed out those Zealots for 6 more Goons, maybe he could have gone. 75. Pretty good. Oh, it looks like he unloaded. Well, this is going to be GG, I guess. I mean, that was just a massive loss. Yep. GG comes out. And that's going to be Light taking game 1. So YSC, unfortunately, just was way too far behind after the initial attack. What can you do, I guess? And Light is now... What? I forgot it's best of 5, so it's not 1 game away from getting into the round of 8, but... It's looking pretty strong, like he usually does. Now we're going to be going into Dominator, which will actually be a rematch of the ASL map. This is going to be interesting. Right. In in the mid-right, we do have YSC. And at the bottom left, we do have Light. Now, Light did get the bad spawn at bottom left because he can get gas stolen pretty easily. I actually have better time macroing bottom left for some reason compared to like mid-right. And also another bad part about bottom left is like if you build like depots at the bottom side of your command center and then like turrets too, you can wall your SCVs in, and like they actually can't go to the right side. Like there's been so many times I tell an SCV to like go repair a turret that mutalisks are killing, and they just can't get past the buildings. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you just want to lose it. You just want to kill me because you don't want to go repair. So that's another thing to keep in mind in the mid game. And we do have a little bit of an interesting opener for YSC as he put the pylon really close to ramp. This is going to be, I guess, technically a forward gate, but kind of like a semi-forward gate. There it goes. And I don't expect this to be 2-gate like it was, I think Sins did try to play 2-gate. Oh, is this going to be 14cc? Yeah, I didn't think so. Maybe 11-11? No, 11... Well, basically 12-12. Okay, that was a really fast 12-12 for 11 gas, for the left side mineral boosting. And there goes that probe. Funny enough, he ends up going to top left instead of bottom left. I guess because he's not gas stealing, you know, don't necessarily need to go to bottom left. But not going to find Light first. And I think this is going to be double Zealot. If I'm looking at this correctly. There's the cybernetics. Zealot should be completing pretty soon. It should be on the move. Now, who was it last week? Was it Mini? We saw cutting range like every single game. I think it was him. And I'm looking at supplies for YSC. Yeah, it is double Zealot for YSC. I can see he has 13 probes, but 17 out of 17. That's kind of a massive supply block, is it not? Okay, now he comes out of supply block. We'll start getting that probe count back up. Funny enough, what's that in the middle? Is that a probe in the middle? Is it a pylon? It is the probe. Why didn't he send his probe with his Zealot? Trying to be sneaky here, okay. SCV. Good micro there to save both. But he doesn't really get much. I mean, he doesn't damage. Oh, it is a pylon. I can't believe it. Is this the same thing we saw in ASL? Is he going to do the exact same thing? Oh, SCV gone. Okay, that is really stellar focus fire, by the way, on the Zealot by the Marine. Look at that. He is going to lose one. That's it. Is he going to lose one Marine? Okay, he lost two, but now he sees the pylon. And he sees the gate. I don't know if I like. Well, I mean, obviously I don't like it now because it got scouted. But is a second gate good? I don't think it necessarily is. Well, now Terran's probably just gonna go instant add-on, instant siege mode. There's no point to get vultures anymore. I mean, vultures still can be good if you use them defensively, like behind your bunker, or slightly in front. The goons, what are they gonna do? They can kill the bunker, and then what? They can't just run in. They'll just be running to their death into the mines. So at least we're gonna see an interesting. Whoa! Did he really send another probe out? He's not giving up on this. Is this the Robo? It has to be, right? He has 200 minerals, 300 gas. But at this point, do you want to proxy it? Like, this gateway's already been scouted. I think this is a smart move. Okay, now the SCV comes back in and scouts and sees that, okay, this guy still doesn't have a nexus. What's going on? But YSC is... there's no real way around this. Like, he's botching his build completely. Like, I can forgive players for, having 400 minerals. But 400 minerals and 400 gas? Now he puts down the nexus. He's, like, way overmined his gas. Whoa, it's a 2-fact? Oh my gosh. So both players building a ton of units before expanding. Well, oh man, I was gonna say if Protoss can avoid some of these mines, I like Protoss' position a little bit better than Terran's because 2-fact is not that great, but the Vulture's now getting into the main. And there's a lot of Marines here. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so hard to micro the Marines or micro the Dragoons while losing your mineral line to just a single Vulture. This is good control. He's got 4 Dragoons, so he's doing a lot of damage to the Marines really quickly. That probe killed, I think, 4 probes, by the way. So that's massive losses. That's huge losses. And Terran once again going to be on the move. If he gets rid of this pylon, the game might just be over because probably there's going to be a fight for it. And if Terran wins the fight, well, it's going to be 1 gate that's forward with probably a very low Dragoon count versus a 2-fact. So it's not looking great for YSC. Also, another mine connects, and I still am not sure, does he even have a robotics facility? And once again, he gets in. And what I hear a Dragoon die. He's killed 2 probes already. Oh my gosh. And he is going to get in here and be able to knock down the pylon at least. There's 3 tanks, 3 Vultures, 5 Marines. That is a lot of firepower. Oh, the Robo is done. Okay. Robo's done, but I still didn't see an observer. Oh, another mine connection. No! Another Dragoon dies. He just insta-chaps out. Oh my god. Well, today is not YSC's day, man. He just cannot deal with the early game. Like, I still liked his opener, like the forward gate and the 12 Nexus, but he's just getting blasted just in the early stages of the game. So Light, I mean, it really does look like he's just on another level versus YSC in particular. So let's just go into game 3 and see if maybe YSC can crawl back. In the top left, 1 game away, we've got Light. Meanwhile, in the top right, man, he's got to get something going on his side. It is YSC. And I remember reading that this map is the most imba for Terran, highest win rate out of all of them. I don't know how it's the highest win rate, but it apparently is. So if YSC's not able to win on maps like Deja Vu or Dominator, I feel like this is going to be another map where he needs to get some type of early game lead. Because of that, I hope he can put down the 12 Nexus and get away with it. Remember last time on Deja Vu, Light scouted vertically. So there is a possibility that this is not going to get first scouted if it ends up being 12 Nexus. So please, YSC, get that econ going and somehow manage to save your Nexus this time. And we've seen 12 gas from Light every single game. I think now would be a good time to either 14cc or gasless, since you've done it twice. And I think at this point you've blasted the guy in both games in the early stages that he may feel like, well, okay, I clearly can't hold the early stages, so why not just pray for a miracle that I can just get a build order win, not get scouted first, and just go crazy with the 12 Nexus. So because of that, I would have liked to see the 14cc, but ends up being Rax. Probably going to be the 12 gas once again. Yeah, there it goes. Still no gas for YSC, so it is going to be another Zealot pressure play, I think. There's the gas finally now, but I think it's slightly later than usual. So there should be at least 1 Zealot. YSC with the interesting cross scout again. Will not find Aaron here. Immediate cybernetics. So I think this is going to be lining up for the Zealot Goon probe combo that hits really quickly. Nope. Oh, there. Yeah, nope. He did not do that because that's another pylon. Alright. Even though he knows that it's close positions, he still doesn't opt to go for an aggressive play. And there's the 229 factory. Everything looks, once again, very good and standard for Light. typical end scout that we've come to know and love. There was no zealot, so just straight goon. I imagine this will probably just be 3 Marines, no bunker initially, command center, and then later on get a slower bunker. But YSC might be able to get his Dragoon out before the SCV gets here. Oh, it doesn't matter anymore as the Nexus gets immediately put down at about 305. But does get denied from getting into the main, but the Nexus is so quick, I think he knows that there's no like hidden tech anywhere. And there is the range follow-up. Okay, so everything's looking pretty fine. I do like that he's gone greedy here, kind of like Mini did in his series. And we'll try and get the ball rolling in terms of econ. Now what's the follow-up going to be for light? I actually would like to see a starport. Yeah, that's a depot. I think starport is uncommon on these positions because it's horizontal, but I still would have liked to see it. Also because the natural has, you know, the tiny gap like Sylphid does, where you could potentially drop in the main, even if it doesn't come from a great angle, and then run by into the natural while Preuss, you know, not paying the closest of positions, closest of attention to the nat run by. That should be the robo right there. Okay, yep, robo right there. Everything's just very normal. Oh, there we go. I called it once again. We've got a starport coming in, and it is almost done. So this was a quick starport, like a 410, 405 starport. I think if you're going to go starport in modern day, it's got to be one of these really fast starports. It can't be like 430. The observer gets there too quick. People just send it. They'll, you know, play more defensively anyways and just be able to deny it or deny the drop. So the fact that it's about 20 seconds faster does have potential to get damage done. And even if it doesn't do the greatest damage, Pantheon, I think it's kind of hard to get like your third base if you're behind. But maybe Light will be able to do that, like the mineral only or the mid left base. We'll see how much damage this drop actually does. Four vultures are out on the map, and I gotta say that YSC, all of his Dragoons are completely out of position. I am a little worried for him that he's gonna have everything in the wrong spot, and this drop could do catastrophic damage. I do like that he is up workers though. He's up 4, which is great. That's a decent amount. Definitely nothing to scoff at. But we're about to have that 3 vulture load up in a second, and I do know there's a couple of vultures out on the map, so we could also have the run by at the same time. Here we go. All of his Dragoons are out of position. Literally every single one. Why is all 5 here? Oh my god. Five, 6. He has 6 kills. 7, 8, 9. Oh my, no way, no way! That was way too much damage. He was down 4 workers, now he's up 9 workers. So at least 12 kills. At least. Absolutely crazy damage. And, I see a vulture got loaded up or unloaded into the main from the third base. So it's also doing damage, by the way. And all YSC now can do is just counter. But he's got to clear out all these mines. That allows Light to build up his Marine count, get this bunker down, get some more tanks out. Siege is already done. You know, there are times where I feel bad for like Protoss players when I see like vultures deal that much damage. But that time, not so much, just because literally every Dragoon was there. Like, he didn't respect drop like Proxy starport at mid right. He didn't respect that there could have been a drop just in general coming from the bottom side. I mean, there was no good positioning on any of the Dragoons, which was very surprising. Either way, though, YSC is going to try and recover by taking a fast third base at mid-right, but I think this is another game where you just flood factories. He's already got 44 workers. You could just cut right now and go straight into mass factory, man. I see a big building that's floating in Light's main, and he already has a starport, so is this... Yeah, that's an eBay. I was going to say, did he really go, you know, fast upgrades also, and he's going to go into the science facility, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, at least not just yet. Yeah, that's a dropship. I was going to say, I remember somebody hiding a base at bottom left. I think that was Barracks, but not Light this time. We do have Citadel of Badoon coming in for YSC now. This is not necessarily the latest Citadel I've ever seen. I don't think this really signals that it's, you know, going to be Templars. It's going to be Arbiters. I think this could be either one. Could also be, well, I mean, it technically could be Carriers, but there's no nat gas. I don't think that's really a possibility. I guess it's probably most likely just Templars. I do like that YSC already has his Forge spinning, so he'll be able to match the 2-1 upgrades if we do have a 2-1 versus 2-1 battle. Protoss is not bad with 2-1 versus 2-1. Scans goes off, he sees that it's a 6-gate, and we do see that YSC is taking another base, and looks like Light also scanned that just slightly, so he knows that it's going to be Protoss expanding like crazy. I'm sure he's going to be looking to punish it. Yep, I can see in his main, he just put down a couple more buildings. This may actually be a 7-pack. He's got enough SCVs to support it. He has 52. That's a lot. And another drop coming back out. This time, I think there's a little bit of defense at the natural. Or is that a pylon? Oh no, it's a pylon. Why are the goons so far away? He doesn't even notice. Okay, there we go. Ah, but he still loses 3. 4. I can't even tell you how much of a killer Light is right now. He's got a crazy worker count. He's got 100 supply while going for a starport build at 10 minutes. He lost all the vultures also. It's not like he saved them somehow. It is his unreal macro from him. Absolutely ridiculous. He's picking off probes left and right. Also, he kills another probe and almost got another interception. Literally nothing is going right for YSC this series. And while this is all happening, Light ends up just taking his mid-left base. He's also got science facility done, so his +2 can be on the way. And he's got enough gas to support all that, so this is pretty much the dream scenario. I think the only way Light loses this is if, again, there's another miraculous defense from YSC, and then that allows him to get all 4 bases econ kicking in. Other than that, it really does look like it's Light's game to take. I'm sure he's going to wait for Max, wait for 2-1, just lay a ton of mines, and harass when possible. Is that a drop? It is a drop. There must be tanks in here, right? Oh my, that is so many zealots. If you can lay some mines, it would do so much damage to the zealots, man. Looks like that was a siege drop at mid-right. We've got vultures just killing zealots easily. All these ultras are gonna get in here and get rid of some of these probes. Oh no, he doesn't have an observer! No, he loses 4 more goons. Now Terran's moving out. Oh no, those are Goliaths. I thought he was actually gonna attack now. He doesn't have his +1 done. Oh man, he's going into 8-pack. What is it, like 9-gate versus 8-pack? Something like that? Yeah, this is gonna be so hard to stop. Triple add-on I saw he had a Vessel also. He's going to have D-Matrix. Oh, another run by into the probe line. Those are all going to die again. He is throwing a lot of Ultras away, but, you know, those are expendable at this point. And he builds another command center at top left. And there's actually no way that Protoss can do anything about this. Again, like I said, he needs to have a massive win in a battle for him to get back in this game. And I just, like, he doesn't have... I think he actually has to go now. Like, I realize he's not maxed and he doesn't know that he's up 40 supply. But I think if he waits, it's not going to get any better. That is so many things. Trying to clip. I didn't see a shuttle. I didn't see Arbiter. +2 was already kicked in. That was another thing, as I was going to say. I think he needed to go before +2, but now that +2's done, well, what are you going to do now? You're not going to wait for +3 because Terran's going to max out before +3. So he needs Storm at this point. Storm, and he needs to hit the tanks. Drop. Oh, it's ruthless. He doesn't care. Is he gonna unload here? No, he goes into the main. There's no cannon? No way. Natural, please have a cannon. That doesn't... This is a beatdown. I'm surprised YSC just didn't tilt into everything. And here we go. Now Terran's had enough of this. That is a lot of tanks. What is it? 20 tanks? 4 bases, triple gas, potentially double D-Matrix. These Ultras are still alive. Still doing work. Also, I remember there, being a few Goliaths, so you can just kill these observers very easily. I know YSC wants to wait for a better opportunity, but I think he just gotta go. Aaron's right here. And there he goes. He's got some units on the bottom side. That is a lot of Zealots. Like a ton of Zealots. There's the double D-Matrix that I was talking about. The Zealots are just taking so much damage to the mines. Look at this. Almost like all those Zealots that ran in died before they got any hits off. Now the ones on the right side actually get some connections. But look at the supply. From max to 118. And what did he get in return? Like a few Vultures and some Goliaths? And like 2 tanks? And an immediate unsiege. And we're going to have an A move, I think. Or I guess he could A move if he wanted. There you go. One more stand. Will this be enough for Protoss? I don't think it's going to be. Did he not get Storm either? Those Templars definitely have energy. Maybe it just now completed. Oh, maybe it was slightly low on energy, but either way, nothing went well for YSC this game, just like it didn't in Game 1 and Game 2, and that's going to be the 3-0 for Light. Light just looked like he was on another level, and that's kind of how it goes when you play versus Light as a Protoss player. So, bit unlucky for YSC. He just fell apart in the early game. I mean, every game we saw him take a ton of damage, and he's going to be eliminated, but I think if he comes back next season, he should be able to put on a better showing. That does give us Light into the round of 8, which is fantastic, I think. And it does set us up for an interesting bottom side bracket matchup, whether it's Motive or Sharp. Motive's great versus Protoss, or versus Terran. And Sharp is obviously very good versus Terran also. So I think both players could actually beat Light, but of course if Motive comes out, I think it's going to be extraordinarily hard just because of how good Light is versus Protoss. But that is it today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the content brought to you by StarCastTV, definitely consider becoming a Patreon supporter, as the support goes a long ways towards funding these types of tournaments. And I look forward to seeing you in the final round of 16 match with Motive versus Sharp.